Yo, back once again with another video. I've been trying to do this video for the longest, but I'm gonna get it down right. I've been trying to, my thoughts are all over the place, but I'm gonna get it right. This is not gonna be a movie review. I have watched Doctor Strange about an hour ago, but I do want to see that movie again, and when I see it for the second time, I am gonna do my review on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So be on the lookout for that review. But for right now, I'm going to be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the direction that they're going with certain things, and pretty much the reason why I am pretty much uninterested at this point in anything coming out of the MCU. That is quite a surprising statement to say, especially from a person like me who's been solely invested in the MCU for the past over 10 years or so, you know what I mean? Keeping up with all the movies, you know, knowing about the plot lines and how each movie connects with one another, and, you know, looking forward to watching the end credit scenes and seeing which new characters are going to show up. I was into all of that stuff, man. Looking at countless YouTube videos of them breaking down certain characters and Easter egg. I was an MCU guy, man. I was a big MCU head, and I kept up with this shit all the way to this point. You know, but for the past year or so, my interest in the MCU has been dwindling for a couple of reasons. But one of the main reasons that I want to touch on here is this whole multiverse idea, man. After watching Doctor Strange, this was when it was clear to me that whatever goes on in the MCU from this point, and even whatever happened in the past, it doesn't matter. The characters don't matter. The stories that they tell don't matter. Nothing matters. So there's no stakes at all. You see a character get killed off in a TV show or a movie, that character could come up in the next movie or TV show. You know, that villain that you saw got killed off 5 movies ago could come back in the next movie. Nothing is at high stakes. There's nothing. And it's just a lazy way for writers to use. It's a lazy tool for writers to use for whatever reason that they want. Like, if they want to bring a certain character in that was dead, they can say, hey, we could just pull this character from another universe and boop, here you go. Here goes that character. And then they could kill off that character again. But guess what? If they want to use that character again, guess what? They could pull that same character from another universe and bring them back in. And they could do whatever they want with that character, make them overpowered, do all kind of crazy shit with them, and then just toss them in the trash and use the next one for a next particular movie or TV show. It is that kind of thing, you know. The multiverse just introduces such nonsense. It introduces a lot of madness. You know, no pun intended. Yes, I know Doctor Strange is called Multiverse of Madness, so you should expect madness. But I think with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, it's a little bit too wild. It's just, things are a little bit too crazy, man. It's nothing contained. Like, yes, it is a self-contained movie, you know what I mean? But like I said, overall, when you just look at the overarching story, you look at certain characters that are going to play a key part in, you know, the MCU in the future, you're just like, man, this character's way overpowered. You know, okay, cool. We got this character that we ain't seen in a while. That's cool. Oh, that character gets killed off. Wait, what the heck happened? He was only here for 5 minutes. Hey, but guess what? In the next 2 movies, that character will reappear again from another universe. You're just introducing things that doesn't make any sense. You could just pull whatever you want out of your ass and you could just make it make sense because you have the excuse of a multiverse. And with Doctor Strange, you see that play out clear as day. Like, it almost looked at, like, when I was watching Doctor Strange, it was almost to a point where I'm like, man, they're just doing anything. Like, it was just so much going on. Like, it was just like, man, like, what the hell? You know what I mean? It is wild. It is wild. Like I said, this is not going to be my full review for Doctor Strange, but this is just kind of like my overall impressions. But it also leads into the reason as to why I'm no longer interested in the MCU, man. Because I'm now seeing that nothing matters at this point, man. Whatever happens in Thor: Love and Thunder, whatever characters show up, it don't matter. You know, Black Panther 2 is coming out later this year. Whatever happens in that movie, that don't matter. Moon Knight just happened. Whatever happens in that show, it don't matter. She-Hulk is going to pop up. Ms. Marvel is going to pop up. They don't matter. They do not matter. And when you're somebody who's solely invested in a story, solely invested in a drama, when serious things kick off, you want it to count. You want it to be like, yo, damn, like in Avengers Endgame when Iron Man died, it was just like, damn, like I almost grew up with this character. Like I've invested so much into watching this character grow and develop and seeing how he played in the movies. And, you know, it's come to a point now to where he's dead. Like, damn, like, yo, you know, seeing Captain America go back into the past and grow old is like, damn, no more Captain America. But now guess what? With the multiverse, all that gets wiped away. Why? Because Tony Stark exists in 12 million other universes. So, hey, if we need Robert Downey Jr. to come back, we could just pull a Tony Stark from Earth 812, and here you go. Iron Man is back in front screen again. Hey, you want Chris Evans as Captain America again? Well, we know that at the end of Endgame, this Chris Evans turned old, but guess what? There's 12 million versions of Chris Evans as Captain America. So, hey, let's just pull one of them out, and let's just have Chris Evans reappear as Captain America again. So what's the point in keeping up with the stories? What's the point in watching all these end credit scenes? What's the point in, oh, this character shows up. I wonder what key part they're going to play in the stories when it doesn't matter, because you could just rewrite things as you will. You could have characters reappear. You could kill things off, make it come back again. Like I said, it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, you want people to be invested in the story. You're trying to tell this overarching story of different sagas that go on, whether it's the Infinity Saga, whether it's the Secret Wars, whether it's whatever. You know what I mean? You want that to matter. You know, the things that happen within the saga, as far as like characters, as far as like, you know, the overall world that you're trying to build, you want that to matter because people invested their time to seeing, okay, how is this going to end? With the multiverse, there's really no end to it. Because like I said, you can have a saga, something could happen in that saga. I don't know what Marvel was building up to. Maybe it is a Secret World with the scrolls and stuff like that. Maybe it is that. But whatever happens, if they do use the whole Secret Wars idea, however it ends, guess what? It don't matter because the multiverse exists. So they could always go back to another universe and pull in some character that got killed off 10 movies ago and have that character reappear again. Certain plot lines that pretty much ended in one movie could reappear back in another one because guess what? We went into another universe. Now this particular thing that we killed off is all of a sudden alive again, and now that plot point kicked back right back in. Nothing matters. So what's the point in me keeping up with Thor Love and Thunder and Black Panther 2 and whatever happens in the TV shows? Like, I don't care. I don't care at this point. Because Marvel will show me that they don't care. You know what I mean? They bought the rights back from Fox to get X-Men and Fantastic Four back. And what do you think they're going to do with them? They're just going to show up in movies, and whatever happens, yeah, they may play key parts in the story at that particular time that you're watching it. But then as the story plays out, certain characters, whoever die in whatever movie, they can always come back. Certain plot points that pretty much started and ended, pretty much was established and pretty much was done away with, it could reappear again. It's just like the Wild Wild West. And Doctor Strange was a perfect example of that. It's just a perfect example of where Disney's going to go with this whole multiverse idea. Now, I don't know what they're going to do in Thor Love and Thunder. We all know that Jane Foster's Thor is going to be pretty much like the Thor in the movie. That's abundantly clear. But as far as like with the multiverse, how that plays in, we still don't know who the big bad villain is. I don't know. I mean, even after Doctor Strange, I don't know who's the big bad villain. I don't even know what's the next saga. Yes, the multiverse is one thing, but what is it, like I said, is it going to be Secret Wars? Is it going to be another Civil War? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. And it seems like Disney, Marvel, Kevin Feige, I don't know if they have any real idea. And that's just bizarre for me to say that because Kevin Feige was the one who built this whole vision of, you know, the whole Infinity Saga and how he connected everything together so beautifully. And to see how that played out, it just seems like here, it's just like, especially with Doctor Strange, they're just throwing stuff at the wall. Hey, And it just seems like whatever character that shows up, especially the ones that people have been waiting to see, they're just showing up as fan service now. It doesn't even matter. It's like, that's the other thing too that I don't like. And I noticed this with, especially, I noticed this from WandaVision. Even though I love that show, but the way how they use Quicksilver in that, we all thought that, oh snap, like, yo, the X-Men's here now. You know, we got Quicksilver back from the Fox universe. But lo and behold, that Quicksilver wasn't even the Quicksilver from the Fox universe. It was just some MacGuffin that they used for the story. And that's not the only movie that they did it in. Spider-Man No Way Home was kind of like that, bringing back Jamie Foxx and bringing back the Green Goblin, William Dafoe, and Dr. Octopus, and they just bring them back for that one particular moment for fan service. Like, hey, you love Dr. Octopus from the Sony universe, right? You loved Electro from the Sony movies, right? Well, here you go. We're going to bring them all back together for this one movie, and then they're all going to go away. And none of them matter. And it's the same with Doctor Strange, too. Now, we all know that Professor X showed up in Doctor Strange 2. Yes, he is in it. But there's another character that I've been longing to see that finally shows up in Doctor Strange 2. And I'm not even going to get into that. I'm going to wait for my review to get all up in that. But they use these characters that people love or people haven't seen in a while, and they just show up as pretty much merely cameos. They're not even important to the overall plot of the particular movie that they're in. They're just there as a cameo, and they're pretty much useless. They're just like, oh, hey, here's this character everybody loves. We're going to just shove them in your face for 5 minutes, and then they're just going to go away. Don't matter. So I'm not going to draw this video out, but you get what I'm saying, man. Whatever happens in the MCU, it's like, what's the point of watching these movies? What's the point in keeping up with these TV shows? I haven't even seen Moon Knight, and I've been longing to see Moon Knight, but like I said, my interest in the MCU is pretty much is going down the gutter pretty fast, and at this point, I'm not really interested in Moon Knight. At this point, I was interested in watching She-Hulk, but I don't even think I'm going to watch that show either. So, yeah, overall, man, like my interest in Marvel, my interest in MCU is pretty much like shot, man. That's not to say that I'm not going to watch a Marvel movie in the future, but I could see within the next year or so, I'm just going to be done. I'm just going to be like, I just don't care at this point, man. It's getting to that point. It's starting to get at that. I think I'm at the starting point of like not completely caring. To where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to watch anything. I'm not going to watch the movies. I'm not going to watch the TV shows. I'm already not really watching the TV shows. And I was really looking forward to watching some of the TV shows. But I haven't been keeping up with the TV shows. I don't really care about them. And as far as the movies, yeah, I still watch the movies. But it's not something to where I'm like, oh, man, like, yo, I can't wait for the end credit scene, or I want to see how this particular movie plays out in the overall story of Phase 4. And I'm like, at this point, I just watch the movie for what it is, and if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. And I get what I get out of it. But as far as like keeping up, sorry about that. As far as like keeping up with the story and whatnot, I'm done with, man. I don't care what happens, man. So that's going to be my pretty much thoughts on the MCU and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for my review. And until my next one, man, I'm out.